Check the description for the following discount codes.
Another set of gloves to review today. Oh, aircon's still on, turn that off. Yeah, so we've done a few sets of gloves reviews, too many visitors. We've done a lot of glove reviews recently. We've had the Sparco Hyper Grips, which were utter poo. We've had the Simhound gloves made here in the UK, which are pretty decent, good gloves. And then we've got the Sparco Mecha 3s, which are actually mechanics gloves. They're also pretty decent as well. Now, George from the Lionheart Racing series got in touch with me from the USA and said, Carl, I've seen your glove reviews. I like the way you do reviews, always honest and straight to the point, which I appreciated. Thank you very much. We all use these Minus273 branded karting gloves. And he said, I'd love to get a pair over to you, to do a review on, because no one's done a sim racing review using these gloves, and we think people might like them. He doesn't have any affiliation sorry, let me correct that. He wouldn't earn any money from recommending these gloves. His race series is sponsored by Minus, so they obviously get the gloves. But if you guys go to Demon Tweaks in the UK and buy some of these off the back of my review, there's not anything in it for him. So he just wanted to recommend them because they use them, they like them, and they think they stand up well. So they've sent me a pair over. Now, in the UK, these are about £70, and Demon Tweaks seem to be the only supplier that I could find. And they have a limited range. The US site has way more styles, grip patterns, stitching patterns, everything than what we have here in the UK. But I'll spend some time using them, and as soon as I put them on, they fitted me really well. And this is just going to be down to your hand shape and size. For me, out of all the gloves I've tested, in a size large, going by the palm measurement around my hand, these ones do fit the nicest. They're not too tight, they're not too loose. The finger length is correct for the shape and size of my hands. They just felt, like putting on a pair of comfy socks. They're right. So that was really good. There's all sorts of patterns and designs and colours available. So you can choose something, that really takes your fancy. And these, same with the grippy patterns, they're varied as well. And what I found interesting was I could actually operate my mobile phone touchscreen whilst wearing these gloves. And I can't do that with these. And I think I can with the Simhound ones, yeah. And these bloody Sparco ones require you to pop the end off and get your finger out. So these actually work with touchscreens. I don't know whether that was intentional or just a happy coincidence, but they do. The material, I'm just going to take them off so I can describe how they feel lovely on. As I say, the material on the outside feels really very smooth. I was about to say it's probably really aerodynamic, but I mean, maybe that's a consideration in karting. I don't know, because these are obviously gloves that actually get used in racing, in the real world rather than just sim racing. But yeah, super, super smooth. You've got an elasticated wrist collar, maybe wrist cuff, elasticated cuff there. So rather than say a Velcro tightener like on the Simhound and on the Mecha 3s and those ones, these are elasticated. So you can literally just slip your hand in or out, and they'll tighten up accordingly. Now, the only sort of negative point, the gloves I've been using them for a few hours, the gloves haven't started to degrade and they haven't left any residue on my steering wheel. The stitching hasn't started to come undone like on some of the other ones. So, really it's a thumbs up if you want some decent gloves and you don't mind paying 70 notes for them, because they are obviously quite a bit more money than all the rest of the offerings that I've reviewed previously, apart from the Sparco specific sim racing gloves. They're about 60 quid. So, and they were the worst out of the bunch. So yeah, if you like the look of these, certainly from my testing, the quality seems great, the fit seems great. You'll definitely find a design and a color that you like. The only one negative I have about these gloves is because they're real life karting gloves, they have got that longer form factor, and it doesn't get in the way or anything, but what it does is keep my hands noticeably warmer, and again, maybe because they're karting gloves and you might use them, well, you would use them at some point outside, perhaps in all weather conditions. They're designed to be a bit warmer, but for me and for us as sim racers who are indoors, unless you happen to set your sim rig up in the garden, we don't want to be too warm. And this extra length down the wrist there does make, and overall the gloves is just that bit warmer than some of the others here that have got a really, light mesh that's designed to be super breathable, because we don't need any protection, any thermal insulation, any sort of like scrape resistance or anything like that. These are simply all for sim racing, whereas these are for actual karting. So yeah, the only byproduct to them being a better glove and slightly longer is that they are a little bit warmer. But yeah, I'll stick some links in the description, both US and UK. So should you want a pair of these, they are a good glove. I can recommend them if you want to spend that sort of money on a pair of gloves. There's absolutely nothing wrong with these. They're decent. You'll find a design you like. They're comfortable. I chose that design just because I thought, well, I've got all sorts of other colours, from black and whites and greys and blues and reds. Let's just go for something, quite fluorescent and quite colourful. So that's what I did. But yes, a big thanks to George and the Lionheart Racing series for sending these over to me from the States. I really do appreciate it. And on those cold winter sim racing days, these will be the gloves I pick up first to keep my hands a little bit warmer. So thanks very much for watching, and as always, take it easy.